Hey guys, it's Jeff from Fresh Your Luck. And in following suit with doing dishes that are incredibly simple, time efficient, and budget friendly, today we are going to take a wonderful trip to Peru, at least in our Instant Pots, and do a fabulous Peruvian chicken and rice. Now, living in Queens, which is, in my opinion, like the melting pot capital of the country here. We have every single cuisine. And there's this really, really great chicken place on the corner that has this wonderful rotisserie chicken and the most amazing green sauce. And that sauce is Peruvian and it's called ají. And it's beyond delicious. It's basically a cilantro, mayonnaise, and cotija, or you could use Parmesan cheese, blended sauce, which I'm gonna make for you here, and you're gonna do it yourself too. It's so easy with basic ingredients. And you basically dip the chicken in it, or you serve it that way. So I said, how about we just make a dish today where we just make simple rice. You can use white or brown. I'll explain how to do either one in the video and in the recipe card. And how about we just use rotisserie chicken that's already made for us? Because honestly, it's a good budget value situation to just get a rotisserie chicken sometimes instead of making your own. It can usually sometimes come out to be less money, and it's already made for you, and it's seasoned, and it's delicious. And we just have to rip it up and add it at the end, and we'll make that sauce, and we'll marry the three things together into what I'm just gonna call Peruvian chicken and rice. So let's go right to the Instant Pot, roll the dice. Well, we don't even need to roll the dice because this rice is gonna be so nice, you're gonna wanna make it thrice. But just don't leave any left over because you don't want to invite the mice. Alright, no more rhyming. Let's go right to the Instant Pot and make some amazing Peruvian chicken and rice. So are you ready for how easy this recipe is? All I want to do is take 2 cups of a rinsed jasmine or long grain white rice. If you want to use brown rice, I'll explain how to do that instead, because I know many people do. And again, I just rinsed it in like a fine mesh strainer like this under cold water for about 90 seconds until all the cloudy water underneath becomes nice and clear. And 2 cups of that, just add it to the Instant Pot with the liner pot, of course, in there. Make sure that liner pot's in there. If you added the rice just to this, that's the heating element. That's not going to be good. It's going to go right through the bottom. So always make sure this is in your Instant Pot before you do any cooking. And with white rice, I'm also going to add in 2 cups of either broth, any broth of your choice. In this case, I'm using chicken broth because this is going to be a chicken rice dish. Or you can just use water if you want. That's fine too. Broth just gives it a little more flavor. And I'm just going to smooth the rice out so it's completely submerged in the broth or the water. We'll just say liquid. I'm going to secure my lid, make sure the valve is in the sealing position. And now I'm going to come down on my control panel and hit the pressure cook button. And on white rice, I want to go down for just 3 minutes at high pressure. If I was using brown rice, I would go for either 15 minutes at high pressure or 25 at high pressure. And then I'll explain the natural release to you when we get there. Okay, so while the rice is cooking, we're going to take care of 2 things. The first thing I want to focus on is my rotisserie chicken. Now, you can literally get this anywhere a rotisserie chicken is sold. Costco definitely has the best value. Although I wasn't near a Costco today, so I just went to my local market. They had them, and they're for a good price, honestly. You get a whole rotisserie chicken, and it's already cooked for you. It's seasoned, it's delicious, and it's going to be less money than buying even like 2 pounds of chicken breast these days. It's just nutty what chicken is right now. So all I want to do is just basically rip this up by hand. And there we have it, perfectly ripped up rotisserie chicken. By the way, the rotisserie chicken doesn't have to be hot right away. It can be, you could have gotten it yesterday. It doesn't make a difference. Just keep it refrigerated and then just rip it up. Oh, and look, the wishbone. I found the wishbone. I'm gonna wish that I win the Mega Millions. But then again, if I win the Mega Millions, I might not even end up posting this video. No, I'll definitely post the video because I made the video and the recipe. But let's see, should I wish with myself? All right, I'm gonna say left hand will win. Oh boy, let's see if dreams do come true. Well, if not, anyway, at least I'll have some great rotisserie chicken. A little warning when you're ripping this up, if you have a dog around the place, like Banjo, they're gonna start freaking out that they want some chicken. Do you hear this? Banjo, what do you want, some chicken? And the next thing we'll make while our rice is cooking is that wonderful Peruvian green sauce called ají. Although it looks like it's spelled aji, A-J-I, but it's pronounced ají. The J is a H sound. I learned that in Spanish class back in the day. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to take a food processor. You can also use a blender, but I prefer a food processor. And I want to add 2 bunches of fresh cilantro leaves that I just ripped off myself. Now, some people don't like cilantro. They think it tastes and smells like soap. Thankfully, I'm not one of those people. I don't see where that comes from, but others do. If you don't like cilantro and you still want to try this sauce out, you can sub, I'd say, a flat leaf parsley for it. Granted, it definitely will not be the same flavor profile, but you could still do it with something a little bit different if you really cannot stand cilantro. But if you sub basil or parsley for cilantro, it's going to be very different tasting. Actually, if you use parsley, it'll be more reminiscent of a chimichurri sauce. Optionally, I'm going to add in between 1 and 3 jalapeno peppers that I've de-seeded and removed the ribs or membranes from. They won't be that spicy. You don't have to add them at all. 1 cup of mayonnaise. Use a decent mayonnaise. If you're not into mayo, you could try sour cream here, but honestly, in my opinion, if you're not into the cilantro or the mayo, maybe an ají isn't the right thing for you, but this is how it would be normally made. Now I want to add in 2/3 of a cup of a grated or crumbled cotija cheese. You can find this in many supermarkets in the cheese section. If for some reason they don't carry it, you can absolutely just use Parmesan cheese. That's grated, 2/3 of a cup. The juice of 1 lime, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put my lid on top of my food processor, and I'm going to just puree this up into that wonderful ají. And I just realized I forgot to add my garlic to this. So that's fine, I can just add it now. I want to add in 3 cloves of garlic. They can either just be roughly chopped, or they could be minced or pressed wherever you get it from at this point. Doesn't make a difference. Or however you want to do it, I should say. Alright, just add 3 cloves in there. And there is our ají verde, looking gorgeous. Look at this, beautiful. This is going to be our sauce. And that's it, that's all we had to do to make this dish. Just have the rice cooking, rip up some rotisserie chicken, make this simple ají amazingness, and that's it. So we're almost done pressure cooking, and my advice is to use this time to just clean as you go. Anything you might have done, mixing spoons, measuring cups, whatever it is, just clean them up along the way, and it'll make for a so much more pleasant and accomplished experience when you actually eat this amazing simple rice. Okay, and now that we're done pressure cooking, we're going to enter our natural release phase as we do for rice. Now, since I'm using a white rice for this, I'm using jasmine rice, I pressure cooked it for 3 minutes, so I'm going to allow a 10-minute natural release, and then I'll finish that off with a quick release. What that means is in this phase right now, the clock's going to begin to count up. So once this reads 10, I'm going to natural release. If I was using brown rice and I pressure cooked for 15 minutes, I would have done that for a more al dente rice, and I'd natural release it for 10 minutes. If I went for 25 minutes in brown rice for a softer rice, I'd natural release it for 5 minutes. So that's really all you need to know here. 10 minutes for a white rice natural release, and either 10 or 5 minutes for a brown rice, depending if you want it more al dente or softer. And I'll put all this in the recipe card so it's super clear. Okay, so 10 minutes of a natural release on my white jasmine rice have passed, so I'm going to finish it off with a quick release. And there we have it. The pin drops, so I'll take the lid off. And my rice is looking perfect. I can just fluff it up a little bit if I want. And now that the rice is done and fluffed, all I want to do is add the ají and that chicken to it. Perfect. And now I'm just going to mix this all up. Marvelous. Okay, I'm going to serve this up, and then there we have our Peruvian chicken and rice. And there we go. Chicken, rice, ají, Peruvian chicken and rice. All it takes now is a fork to dig in. Okay, and there it is, my Peruvian chicken and rice, and I'm gonna give this a shot. It's like a sticky rice, which I enjoy. Okay. This is really, really, really good. Now, even though I have jalapenos in this sauce, I barely even taste them. And I actually put 3 of them in there, believe it or not. I started with 1, then I added a few extra. And I barely taste any spice. It's probably because I, de-seeded and de-ribbed them. But if you wanted to have more spice, you can either leave the seeds and ribs in there, or you can just add a little bit of hot sauce or a sprinkle of cayenne. That's up to you. But it is really smooth. The cilantro situation in there is dynamite delicious. And it has that creamy base to it because of the mayonnaise and the cotija. There's something very satisfying knowing that I got this chicken for the price that I did. I paid like $6 for this rotisserie chicken, $6, $7, and I didn't have to cook it. Like, if I was buying chicken breasts that are raw, they'd be more than that for 2 pounds of them. And I had a whole rotisserie chicken here, and I just ripped it up by hand. But the chicken mixed in with the ahi, mixed in with the rice, just creates something so delightful and simplistic, but so deep and rich with flavor, and very filling. It's a really, really, really good, simple, complete dish. You got your protein, you got your dairy, you got your grains, and you barely had to use your brains. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. My glasses are fogging up. I had the heat on in here, it's a little hot. Guys, if you enjoy these recipes, whoops. If you enjoy these recipes, check out all my recipes at pressureluckcooking.com. Well, at least a good amount of them, because I also have 3 cookbooks that are currently out as of now in January 2023. My original cookbook, the orange one, the step-by-step Instant Pot cookbook, became basically the biggest best-selling debut cookbook of 2020 of any cookbook, not just Instant Pots, of any genre of cookbook. During the pandemic, I still can't wrap my head around that one. The lighter one, which is the blue book, and it's all lighter recipes, and the yellow one, which is the comfort food book, which is really delicious. And then you have the new one coming out, which is Super Shortcut Instant Pot. And that's all quick, fast ingredients. Plus, I show you in that book how to make every recipe to serve between 1 to 6 people. So you're gonna definitely want that book. For sure, it's super quick and easy, my easiest of all my books, and they're all easy. So that says something. That comes out April 2023, and you can follow me on facebook.com/pressureluckcooking. Make sure you like that page, and at pressureluckcooking and all the other hashtag stuff and tagging and all that jazz. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and the next time you want to take a trip and try the cuisines of Peru, well, my friends, have I got the rice dish for you. Enjoy. Delish.